Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Steve and I'm from Globital, and I'm coming to you from sunny Johannesburg, South Africa. At Globital, we are here to help you design your digital agency to deliver. That's our goal. So in this video, we're going to go through some tips and ideas that I've come up with and I wanted to share with you that you need to consider when sitting down to actually develop and build a digital marketing business plan for your digital agency that you're developing and building. So this is the kind of plan that's going to dictate the direction of your digital agency and decide which direction you're going to go in and how you're going to go about your actual strategy. If you're a new digital agency owner here, hit the subscribe button to the Globital TV channel because we're always coming to you every Monday. We'll be coming to you with a new video, videos that are based and focused on building better digital agencies and scaling your business and becoming a better digital marketing agency. In the comments, I'd love to know the one thing that you're going to implement today, having watched this video. So at the end of the day, it's all about implementation. So please hit down in the comments below. Let me know what you're going to walk away with and what you're going to actually implement immediately. Now on to our video. All right, great. So getting started on the business plan that you're developing for your digital agency. One thing that you must consider is remember that your digital business plan for your digital agency is going to be different to everyone else's. Your agency is going to be different to everyone else's. Your niche, your employees, your services are going to be different. So make sure that you take that into consideration and remember that. The most important thing you can do, obviously, when you're building your digital business plan for your digital agency is to know your audience. Goes without saying, kind of. You need to know who you're actually going to be selling to, who's going to be involved in the process, who you're actually working with. If you're talking to external investors with your business plan, make sure that you're telling the story and the vision of your agency. Make sure that you're getting the actual journey that's going to be walked about the digital agency to the external investors. Get them to buy in. They obviously need to see the vision and understand where you're going to go with their money. And make sure, obviously, that your business plan, if it is to the external investors, has cold hard numbers. That's really important. Internally, your business plan needs to talk to your employees, which is just as important as external employees, if not external investors, if not more important. You've really got to share the value, you've got to share the vision of the digital agency. Also, with these internal employees or potential employees, share with them what's expected of them. What constitutes a job well done in your digital marketing agency? How are you actually going to score them on how they're doing? It's at this time you can sort of introduce the concept of scorecards, which they'll basically be receiving when they get their position. Which is something that goes a little bit deeper than we're going to cover in this video, but I do have another video coming out that will be about building a team and actually getting going with your team. One of the most important people you're going to be talking with your business plan is obviously your clients. You've got to fully explain how you can positively impact their life. Really delve down into the benefits of working with you as a digital agency as opposed to working with someone else. This is a good time as well in your business plan is to kind of identify who your niche is, who's your ideal client, and how you can compete for those clients. Identify what their problems are and explain how you're going to solve them. Whatever you do, don't fall into the trap of claiming to be a full service digital agency and mistaking that for being a digital agency that caters to everyone. Instead, you should be focusing on providing a full service to a segment of the market where you can compete and that makes sense to you, that you actually get, that you can deliver to. When you know your ideal client, the onboarding process becomes quicker, easier, and cheaper, and obviously your agency has a greater chance of success. So expand your experience a bit and your abilities, and therefore work into one niche in a really competitive world. Become the best digital marketing agency to nursery schools in the country or to dentists in the country. Make sure that you're very clear on who your ideal audience is and who your ideal target market is. All right, great. So now you've identified who your business plan is actually for and who you're actually targeting with your business plan. It's time to put into your business plan who your agency is going to target. Who's your ideal audience archetype? You need to identify the niche that your agency is going to go after. So you've got to find out where you can compete and identify what those people's problems are and how you can solve them and why you should be the one to solve them. So what's most important here is don't fall into the trap of becoming a full service digital agency and mistaking that for a digital agency that caters to everyone. It's not that. Instead, you should be focused rather on providing a full service to a segment of the market where you can compete and that makes sense to you. So when you know your ideal client and who your ideal archetype is, you can then have a cheaper, quicker, easier onboarding process and have a greater chance of success for your agents. Expand your experiences and your ability, and therefore, get better results in working with one niche, and not having to face too much competition or competitiveness in the industry. As I say, give yourself a better chance of success in your digital agency. You sort of want to focus your efforts on becoming, let's say, the best digital marketing agency for restaurants in your region, or the best digital marketing agency for lawyers in your region. Get a niche, somewhere you can compete, somewhere you can become the best, develop a name, and then at that stage you can scale and start to develop your agency further. All right, great. So now we want to get into the actual numbers within your business plan for your digital agency. We've all seen the show Dragon's Den. We've all seen how those guys go into that den. If they don't know their numbers, they get grilled. And it's very much the same thing with your business plan. You need to know your numbers inside and out, because this is the plan and the path that your agency is going to take. So just consider some of these numbers that you need to know backwards before you do anything else. You need to think about how many clients you have at the moment, and how many more do you intend on attracting when you start your digital agency or when you grow your digital agency. What are you going to do to keep those clients, and how much does it actually cost to retain those clients? How much does it cost to get new clients? And how do you plan on selling your services? What are you going to charge for your services? These are the kind of numbers that you need to know, as I say, backwards. You need to know your margins. You need to know what your salary is that you want to walk out with. Do you need to take a loan out? How are you planning to fund the agency? This is the stage where, if you have a partner in the business, this is the time to really rely on them to run the numbers and make sure that the calculations are correct. A good, solid, and honest conversation about your numbers with a partner is also an opportunity for the two of you to sort of knock things about and check that the logic and common sense of your numbers in the business plan is working. Is what you're saying making sense, or is it just what you hope or wish the digital agency will accomplish? Is one of you thinking too much and too little? While you're working on the numbers, this is also a great opportunity for you to start building dashboards, which you'll use to monitor the health and steer the direction of your new digital agency. Even if you are working with hypothetical numbers in the beginning, just start populating your dashboards early on. Start tracking those key numbers: margin, revenue, employee turnover. These are key numbers that you need to think about, that will help you, as I say, direct the direction of your agency. The numbers are without a doubt, they are the quantitative measure of your digital agency, and they're without a doubt one of the most important parts of any business plan, but one particularly for your digital agency. So you don't need to give away any of the secret sauce in your business plan, especially if this is going as an external business plan or to your employees, for example. But just make sure that you've sat down with your partner, or even if it's a business coach or a friend, and just knocked about the numbers. Make sure you've got some logic going on, and make sure that you're being honest about the numbers. We often, as digital business owners, we tend to inflate where we like and deflate where we don't like, to our detriment. So try and be as honest as you can, rather than find out later down the line that you've screwed something up and that you can't go backwards, or you're running out of luck because you didn't do it honestly in the beginning. All right, cool. So on to the next step about the business plan is resourcing. How are you actually going to get the work done? We've got another video that I put together about actually building a team for your digital agency. But while you're putting your business plan together, while it's something that you're thinking about how you're going to resource, you need to think about your employees and how are you going to demonstrate in your business plan to your employees. What are your plans for benefits? What are your plans to retain them if they're great at what they do? And what are you going to show to them is your investment in them, and what is the career path you're giving them to walk? What's key about a digital agency actually is one of the keys about digital agency in particular is about the decision between, are you going to hire internal and full-time employees, or are you going to look at an outsourced solution of some kind, or partnerships of some kind? They both have their pros and cons, which I'll show, which I'll put up on the screen here so you can take a look at. So I won't go into too much, go into it in the other video as well, but think about what the best route for your digital agency is. Do you really need to employ full-time expensive people, or can you get it done with outsource? Or is outsource maybe something that you don't want to go down? You'd rather go down the route of having full-time people who are in the office working with you every day. There's pros and cons to both. Take a look at them and really consider them. While you're thinking about that, one way to really scale well is thinking about employees who join you for full-time security. You're really going to need to pay them a full-time salary with benefits, for example, or they're going to start looking for something else. So think about that. These are the kinds of things you need to think about in your business plan. Are you going to teach them new skills? Are you going to improve them and make them a better version of themselves while they're with you? And maybe they move on later a better person, or maybe they love working with you so much that they stick around. So really consider that. The other thing you should think about in your agency as you build is, are there certain elements of digital marketing that you are going to want to have to take on, skills that you want to bring into your business, like a web designer or a graphic designer? Or are these things that you can get elsewhere and that you don't want to have to spend that money on? This a real key and a real pivot point to this, what you can, a jumping off point to start thinking about this is, what are you great at and what do you love doing? What are you passionate about? If you're passionate and great at web design and you want to keep doing that, you want to get a small team of web designers around you and that's what your agency wants to be, then that's great, do that. But you're going to need SEO, you're going to need copywriting. Do you bring in a full-timer there, or do you get an outsourced solution? Do you use contractors? How do you go about that? This is the place to start putting those ideas down and start thinking about it. At the end of the day, you want to run a digital agency that you love running, that you're passionate about. You want to get up in the morning and want to go to work because you know you're going to be building websites, continue to be doing that. Or are you going to be out there selling? What is your strategy around resourcing and actually getting the job done? All right, great. So then to pricing. Your business model, business plan obviously has to include some sort of idea of how you're going to do your pricing and how you're actually going to charge for the services you provide. One of the most common challenges in any digital agency, any setup of any digital agency, really a tough question to answer. We've got some really great ebooks that I can put down in the description down below, but the most common ways of going about this by many digital agencies throughout the world, there's a few most really common strategies to go about it. You can do it hourly, you can do it with a flat fee or a retainer. You can do it as per billable hours. You can kind of sell a block of billable hours. You can charge by a percentage of spend. You can charge a commission. As I say, there's a bunch of different strategies that you can go with. The most obvious advice I can give to you when putting this into your business plan is do your research and see what competitors are doing in the market. See how they go about it. See what the trends in the industry are, and adopt a policy of pricing that works for you in your digital agency. Again, having gone through the video so far, you would have seen that numbers is a really big part. And one of those numbers is, of course, what is your take-home salary as the business owner? What do you want to have come out at the end of the month? You've got to take home a salary. It's not, we tend to think that running businesses means that we live by the skin of our teeth for many months at a time. That's not sustainable. That's not a good idea. So really take into consideration a pricing strategy that's going to get you what makes sense for you as a business owner to draw out of the business at the end of every month. So you are taking home a salary of some kind. Okay, on to the last point. And this one it sounds like a bit crazy to include. Who thinks that we need to include a marketing point on a digital agency's business plan? But you'd be surprised how many marketing agencies tend to neglect their own digital marketing. What's that expression about the cobbler who goes barefoot? So the idea is that you know, who would trust the digital marketing agencies to do their digital marketing if they've got crappy digital marketing themselves? So this doesn't mean that you have to go all out everywhere and do everything. With the agencies that we support, we've learned that strategy in marketing a digital agency is one of the most challenging, but also one of the most effective when done right. The digital marketing industry is without a doubt one of the most competitive industries in the world, not just at the moment, but has always been. And it's a really tough place to get noticed and to actually find some traction. So really strategizing properly about how you plan to bring in leads into your agency is absolutely key to how you're going to find success. This comes back to that point above we spoke about niching and finding the right niche, and really key identifying who your core ideal target audience is. Who is your ideal client for your digital agency? Find out who they are and find out a way to target them and to market to them. There's obviously tons of ways that you can market yourself. We tend to find, obviously every industry in every country in the world is different, and digital marketing in every country in the world is different. You may find, like we do with many digital agencies, that SEO is probably too competitive for them to rank for. There's just way too many digital agencies out there trying to rank on that first page of Google. There's only so many spots. So they tend to do the SEO. Of course, SEO is important because you will rank for those long tail keywords and those sorts of things. but make sure that you're doing something else. What other kinds of lead generation tactics are you using? Are you on social media generating leads? Are you networking generating leads? Do you have referral partnerships generating leads? Similarly, on the other hand, PPC is a good option. Especially if you're a PPC agency, are you doing it for yourself, and are you finding success there? Is it too expensive in your niche? Maybe you need to find another way to do that. Even though you're a PPC agency, maybe there's a better way to generate leads in your niche. I think the bottom line is there's a ton of videos on how to actually market your own digital agency, but the strategies you're using are the same sort of strategies you're going to use for the clients that you support. So really start thinking out the box. I really encourage you to check out some of the other videos and courses that we've got, where we go through a bunch of different strategies that are not necessarily only digital marketing strategies, but partnership strategies, networking strategies, social media strategies, which are great ways to generate leads in industries that are incredibly competitive and incredibly expensive to market in, especially as a digital agency. Cool, so that's it for our video on developing and coming up with a business plan for your digital marketing agency. Please comment, like, subscribe down below. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're with us every Monday when we release our new videos. Plus, if you'd like more help on getting started on building a digital agency, please have a look at our 30-day kickstart. I'll link to it down below. It's a perfect course if you're a little bit stuck in your agency or just getting started and you want to kickstart momentum with a quick path to quality leads, sales, and basically effective fulfillment as well. So I'll put that all of the details of that down in the description below. And that's it for now. I look forward to seeing you next week.